Okay, is everything up? Yep. Hey, Silven here. I'm going to be making a guide on a generic bunker guardian today. I haven't been making many videos recently because I work pretty much every day for long hours, and I get like 2 or 3 hours to play each day, and I hadn't practiced enough to refine anything, but now I have, so I'm going to show you how to set up your Guardian. And then I'll actually get into some games, because I have a tournament team, like right now, you can see a last member, we're just waiting on one other person or something. I don't know if we're doing paids or not. Since my last guild, I don't think we won any paids, so yeah. Okay, so quickly, I'll just show you how to set up. And this will be generic. This will be like any bunker build, node holding point that you want with a 30 Valor backbone. Obviously there are other specific builds, but just for today I'm just going to go with start off with 30 Valor. So here's the guide starting from now. Okay. So first things first, we'll go through your armor and your weapons. So first thing, my biggest rule as a guardian is no cleric's amulets. Now, everyone's so tempted with cleric's amulets. They're like, healing power, that's amazing, like, gotta get the healing power. But the thing is, when you have cleric's amulet, you don't have the amount of health that you need, because you need pretty much minimum 17.5, 18k plus. Like, that's an absolute minimum. Even on offensive guardians, you need that standard, because anything lower, you completely rely on your allies, or you just die to burst. Okay, so first off, we're just going to make sure we run our Soldier's Amulet. Now, it can be soldiers and then clerics, or it can just be soldiers and soldiers, or it just depends entirely on what you want. If you feel that you're not getting enough healing and you just need that little bit extra, go clerics. But remember, you will have life on one of your weapons, which I'll go through in a sec. Okay, so then you got to pick your armor sets. So I actually have all my weapons and stuff. I have in stacks. I have large stacks of them, so I can quickly change them between matches without going to the vendors and stuff, or my PvP bank locker, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the standard, the most easy thing to play is just to chuck on Earth Runes. Okay, because this gives you the best defense overall and stuff. But you might not be running a build with as much protection, so you might think, well, I don't need the protection duration. But either way, no matter what you do, this is still almost always the best to choose. Runes of Mercy, the super fast resing is really good. If you have 2 or 3 guardians, 2 or 3 bunkers, then you just won't die on any points, because you'll just keep resing everyone every single time they die, like really fast. Especially downed ranges is just hilarious. They instant res themselves. Well, not instant, but it's really close to res themselves. Okay. And the divinities for a different thing, so just ignore that. So basically, Rune of Earth and Mercy, you can choose between. There's another thing I like to do, which is 4 runes of Earth and then 2 water runes, and then you get your. But that stops the magnetic aura and that extra 90 toughness. But it does have an advantage. It has the longest duration protections of anything, really. So that's a really good option. But for me personally, I prefer pure Earth, because you get the magnetic aura, which I think it absorbs projectiles. It doesn't reflect. Now that's really good, because like sometimes you're like, why aren't I dying? And you're like, oh, magnetic aura, duh. Yeah, okay, usually you don't do that because you know what you're doing, but like sometimes you're sort of like, wow, their DPS just stopped, because that procs. So that's usually what I run, or always what I run. So right now I'm running Mercy. Because generally what you do when you're playing in a midpoint is you're running a support build. You're supporting other people. You're generally not sitting there only holding it, because it will generally end up being a 3v3. It's the closest point. The 2 opposite sides, they're far away. Like, the midpoint is close to each side, which means, people can jump on to the midpoint from the close point when there's no one else there. So obviously you're going to have the most people there, generally. So you will be a support, and I'll go through this later, of what builds you'll be running. Okay, so weapons, entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. Your play style, like what you want to do, how you fit in your team, if there's another bunker guardian, you know, stuff like that. So I'll just go through the different options, but first I'll go through the traits actually, and then the weapons, because they kind of interlock with each other. Okay, so we'll go to the traits. Traits here. Okay, so I'll just reset my traits. Now, for every single generic build, you're going to chuck in a 30 valor backbone. So no matter what you do, you're either going to have, don't make fun of me on my pronunciation of this, altruistic healing. I honestly have no idea how to say this. Someone can comment and tell me exactly how to say it, that would be nice. Or monk's focus. Those two, one of those two, you absolutely need. In little niche plays, there's like a great sword hammer build without any points in valor. That one works. Sometimes you might have a team build that you don't need it. Sometimes you have another guardian and you won't need it at all, or something like that. But for this, I'm just going generic, and you will need one of these, 100%. So let's say let's just build for the support first. So okay, so we're going for the mid support. So automatically we're playing support, which means altruistic healing. Okay. By default, you can't run a monk's focus. You're not a shout focus guardian if you're running monk's focus, because you need the meditations to actually make use of it. Okay. Now the first thing you do is none of these are really any good for you except for purity. So by default, we're going to chuck in purity. Then what we're going to do is it's entirely situation based for this one. So if you're running triple shout, then you'll probably you'll probably have a shield with a mace or a sword or something like that, and that's when you'll probably run the shield spec, so honorable shield. But quite often, you know, necros will dominate and stuff like that. Necros are just going to dominate shout, 3 triple shouts. So you can run dual shout with meditation mastery and contemplation of purity. Okay, so there's like lots of different options here that we can run. We can run Signet of Resolve, we can run Shelter, you know, there's lots of different options. And those are just 100% optional, like whatever you feel like best playing. I hate Shelter because the two-handed pull, if you put it on before Shelter, you can pull them when they're on Shelter and it interrupts it and puts it fully on recharge. I kept doing that to some other Guardian, and I thought, oh, I hate if that happened to me. Next game, I tested out Shelter, happens to me. So ever since then, I've had like a strong disdain for it, so I don't use it. So for now, I'm just going to show, we'll just go with the triple shout. So I'll put it on Honorable Shield, because I will have a shield later. If I can find it, there it is. And then we're going to go into our Honor trait. So Honor trait, again, this is optional. Do you want to be a hybrid? Do you want more offense or do you want more defense? So here, let's say we're supporting middle, right? The big heals from middle are giving boons to allies, the mace symbol, empower, and then you have the symbols heal. Okay, so if you're going to, the big, like a giant heal here is going to be Rid of the Merciful. That is a gigantic heal. It heals all allies in your symbols. It's around 109, I think it is, per second. Now this is so important when you're playing. It's just like when you're playing mid, because it gives you the most healing of pretty much any trait in that slot. Now, two-handed mastery is another good one. Empower recharging very fast, and symbol of swiftness recharging really fast is very good. But the heals on symbols is so effective there. Now here again, it's another optional one. Now, Wrathful Spirit gives you 14 seconds of retaliation on the end of Aegis, which means you automatically, at the start of the game, at any point, you can have 28 seconds of retaliation just from Aegis. Now that's gigantic, and I often run it. The negative is you don't get shouts. So if you use it, you can't use Superior Area. Now, Superior Area is pretty much essential to running Save Yourselves, because Save Yourselves has a 60-second recharge without Superior Area. And with it, I'm pretty sure it's 48. Yeah, 48, which is much, much, much more reasonable and usable. Not to mention it affects stand your ground as well, but stand your ground it's good on its own. Like even with its recharge, it's amazing still. So you can either have this gigantic duration of retaliation or a gigantic change in your save yourselves recharge. Now, so I'll just show an optional of what you do. So with superior area, I got 20% shouts. Now, and with this honorable shield trait, I don't want contemplation because the recharge is too long. So I've got a triple shout build. Now, what happens when I change Wrathful Spirit? I already have tons and tons of retaliation. So basically here, I'd change it to, hold on, to that. And then I can fit in contemplation with no negatives, like, you know, and put in Meditation Master. So that's another good one. You know, like this is a very strong build, and I've been using this for a long time. The one that's up here right now, obviously I have an extra 20 traits, but I'm saying like this is really strong, and I've been running it a lot recently because I do like the retaliation, and it's effective against elementalists. It nulls their regeneration. It's very effective against thieves who just kill themselves, which is hilarious. It's one of the funniest things. To see a thief just kill themselves over and over again from retaliation is a very funny sight. So as I said before, we're just going to build for 3 shouts. If I can find it, there we go. Okay, and then the last 20 points. Now, condition removal is kind of scarce with this build. Like you can run Soldier's Runes, but the defense just doesn't mount up to Earth Runes. But you can definitely go that if you really want to. You can run Soldier's Runes. The thing I do is I chuck Virtue Resolve or Absolute Resolution, which removes 3 conditions on the activation of Virtual Resolve. Now this is so effective because firstly, you can run Renewed Focus if you really want to. Like it's not the best support, but it's good for defense. Excuse me. And it will give you your 3 conditions back. So you can take off the 3 conditions, and it activates instantly, which means you can activate it halfway through, or at the very end of Signet of Resolve, remove poison, you'll get the full heal. So I'll just put that in. And then here, you can choose like from a few different things. If you're choosing one from Honor, which is the Aegis one, you got to choose your Vengeful. Pretty much anything will be Vengeful except for... where is it? Yeah, except for if you run Shelter, which then you'll put Master of Consecrations and then chuck Shelter in the middle. Okay, but again, I'm doing the triple shout. So this is basically what you'll build for a triple shout. All right. And there's so many options from these just by switching a few traits around and switching these skills around. Okay, so let's have a look at the weapons. Okay. The main weapon for a support is a staff. And the reason because of that is I'll quickly show you. I can get the bonus from there. Okay, so when you stand on the fire, just take any damage. Look how much you heal per person. Okay, so 17,000. Is that right? Maybe I've built something wrong. Oh no, because usually I have life in game. Okay, sorry. Okay, so with the staff, you heal 79 per boon per person. So 3 times 79 per person, and then you can have that times 5. And then you get a little bit more extra bonus when you get your healing power off your life, which I'll explain shortly again. I keep saying that. And then you get, I think it's 19,000 or 18,500 when you full life at the end on every single person AoE, which is just so good. It's really, 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 really good heal. And the thing is, when you have the heal from symbols, that means you use your symbol heal here, and then your staff heal, and then you use Empower on top of that. I just let my friend die. It sucks to be him. Now, it also comes with Orb of Light. It's a big heal there as well, like a really big heal. And then you can run faster, and it heals from Symbol of Swiftness. Now, your second set is very optional. I like the Mace Shield, because Mace Shield, you get your heal from Symbol of Faith, and then you get the bonus heal from your traits. So it's a massive amount of healing. And then you get this block, which can also give protection. It's like a win-win situation. If they attack you, then you have the chance, because you're traded 30 in Valor and it gives you armor and crit damage, it means you have a chance of hitting 3.5k, which happens quite often, trust me. Which means you have, from Protector Strike, you can hit 3.5k, or you get your 3.5 seconds of protection. And so, like, a lot of people will, like, stop attacking you so they don't take the damage, but then you get protection and you become more buff. Oh, I forgot one more trait I need to mention. Protective Reviver, that's a really important one. Especially if you're running Runes of Mercy, they're very, very effective. Just so you guys know, I forgot to mention that. Anyway, Shield of Absorption, awesome Rupt, awesome crowd control, stop stomps, stop reses, you know, just hands down one of the best guardian skills in the game, apart from Sanity Ground. And then Shield of Judgment, obviously protection is always good, never bad. And yeah, so we'll go through the other weapons. Oh, I will go through the sigils first. Sigil of Life on your staff. When you take damage, switch to life. When you take damage, when you get a kill, switch to life to stomp them. Okay, I don't know why that was so hard to say. And then for Mace Shield, I've got water. You know, chance to heal allies. Got some buff from life. You know, heal a lot from that. And then with the shield, energy. Most people choose vampiric, but a dodge roll has a chance to dodge, what, 10k damage, you know, 20k damage, 30k damage if it's a warrior. You can dodge so much with a dodge roll, which means having energy on that gives you so much extra health than just like vampiric king once or something. That's just what I think. Like, you can do whatever you want, really. It's a free country. And then, so we'll just go through other options you can choose. Hammer is amazing. Crowd control, Kylo. I think everyone understands that Clock Tower and Kylo equal hammer, you know? Everyone runs a hammer in there. It's really effective. If you have, like, another hammer guardian or warrior or something, then, you know, you could run Mace Shield and then you'll heal a lot more. And then, you know, some other options are obviously the torch. A lot of people run remove conditions, high condition removal. I did run once against, I think it was 4 Necros, and they were all conditioned Necros, and then it's sort of like, you know, just bring the torch, bring the torch in, and, you know, you dominate them. And I'm going to turn off the chat because I keep reading this. Hold on, sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. And then you can also pick the sword, teleport, blind stacks with focus. So sword focus I run quite often, and just chain blinds. It's really cool. It also has a block ability. And I have to get the door, so 1 second. And so Scepter is also an option, keeps your enemy away from you. Obviously can't do damage if they're not even on the point. That's another very good option you can pick. Okay, so I think that goes for about the width of the weapons. Yeah. And then your Elator's Tome of Courage, you can also choose Renewed Focus. Remember, point holding, Renewed Focus is good, but you lose the point while you're using it, because in vulnerability you lose the point. That's a new thing. Okay, I'll just quickly go through No Defense. No Defense, meditations are better because meditations benefit yourself a ton more, and you don't have to worry about supporting allies as much. Like, allies sometimes you need to support, but not always. So No Defense is very effective with meditations. The thing with meditations, you need to remember which ones to run. Merciful Intervention is balls. It's got this long-ass recharge, the worst effect I've ever seen. It heals like nothing. You might as well just mace auto attack. It's so bad. Like, if it was like a 5k heal, then maybe I'd use it, and you know, like someone gets spiked and I'd be like, bam, yeah, here's your health. But no, it's just a waste. Standing ground is awesome, and I would usually run something like this for node control, like node defense. My party right now are deliberately trying to die on screen. It's funny. He fell off the cliff. And then I would suggest for node defense, staff hammer or staff mace shield, or like even hammer mace shield. I've run a few times. That's pretty fun and works. So you want to have your monk's focus, you want to have purity, and you want to have meditation mastery. That's pretty much unchangeable, and not really anything you can do. You can get instant meditations that changes smite condition to instant. None of the other ones affected by it, even though it looks like it, but they're not. Because, you know, like when you get knocked down or something and you're poisoned, you're sort of like, oh, I've got to get poison off, you know, stuff like that. Then the next part, you don't need the shouts. So, like, retaliation when Aegis ends is a good one. Protective revive, I often do. I haven't actually tried Pure of Heart, though. I'll try that one day. Might heal a lot, that might be a good one to choose, but I've never really looked into it. I'd still say Rid of the Merciful is a good one. But the good thing about it is, node defense quite often has protection through superior firepower, right? So you can take these 20 points away and chuck them into Zeal or Radiance, or both, because you know you can get Signet Mastery and the 10% while burning. Those are both really, really, really good, and there's not really much to trade into full Zeal. So like you can go 20 Zeal, get your 20%. No. Spirits are not destroyed when commanded, and then like 50% extra spirit duration or whatever it is, and then on this one, and then you can run Spirit Hammer, and then you have like this derp hammer that comes and friggin' whacks them off the point 10, 12 times, and those are good. But I still recommend as Absolute Resolution, because that is just an amazing defensive skill. So that's pretty much the best guide I can give you on how to play a defensive to build a defensive guardian. So hopefully now we can get into the play part. So are we waiting for we haven't got invited this guy. Yeah, as you can see, I haven't played much paid on this tournament, on this account. Oh, I haven't played on my other account either. What am I saying? Okay, hold on. I hope I didn't say that all on vent, because that would be so awkward. I'm asking to start a game. Let's hop on vent. We get to hear everybody. Can we start a game? The last guy is not in the team for the tournament. You know they can't read what you say because it's behind my little picture thing, my webcam thing. Yeah, that's probably why they're not responding. Awesome. So I was just on the wrong vent talking to some random people, and they're on Mumble. I'm so smart. No, I don't even have Mumble. So can you guys get on vent? Wait. Yes. about to start tournaments in maybe 2 minutes. Or something similar to that.
Hey, Silven. Hello.
Hey man.
How you going, gorgeous?
Might need to turn your volume down there. Okay. So we starting? We're in the queue. Oh, we are. Okay. I'm just crazy.
Yeah, we're in the queue.
What are you running, Hells? Do we need to swap up or anything?
Oh, yeah, I'll change.
We go match, by the way.
Okay. So, before we start, you want to say we're... Okay, before we start, I'm going to be going mid, obviously. So I've set up for... Ooh. Triple... What am I doing? Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. So what I'm doing is I'm doing dual shout, contemplation of
He
purity,
still uses bend.
and
You gotta step it up, man.
I'm going to be going bent. I'm going to be going middle.
Right, Kane can take the fucking mine. Renergy and Silven go to the middle straight away. Brave take Ook, are you brave enough to take Svanea, or you need assistance? Yay, nay?
No. You know you can just mute the sound on the stream? You can do that.
Microphone check.
Or I can just communicate via stream, and those who aren't watching it,
Right, sweet.
they're
So
not in the know.
I don't think we're running very mobile builds, other than me, really.
Are you
so
running your...
we've got to play defense over our
your
2 point.
What are they running?
So, do you do any other streams other than Guild Wars 2?
Yeah, I stream StarCraft and occasionally League of Legends.
And you'd be fully clothed in all those streams, would you?
I'm fully clothed now. I'm even wearing pants.
Yeah.
Is there an option to remove those clothes?
Yeah. 10,000
Okay.
viewers, and yeah, sure.
We can arrange that.
Go for it, dude. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, totally.